Talk Playeragent3. My next guest is a former St Raymond's High School basketball player, another New York City fixture, Mr. Trevor Redfearn.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, my man?
Pretty good. It's good.
Now you're the second St. Ray's guy that's actually been on the show. What is it with you St. Ray's guys, man? What is it about you that stand out?
We just we cut from a different cloth, man. A lot of guys that came from the St. Ray's situation we just a different breed, man. Different breed. Coach Caesar laid the foundation from a group of guys that were, that was humble, hungry, came from, I would say, dysfunctional backgrounds and so forth. So we were more humble and hungry.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Coach C. Will and Coach Lopez at St. Ray's. Those guys definitely welcomed me with open arms.
Holding down the fort.
Doing the podcast at St. Ray's. Now talk about growing up in New York City and its rich basketball culture. I mean, how was that for you?
Oh my God. I grew up, watching guys like, Kenny Anderson, Felipe Lopez. Actually, Felipe Lopez is one of the guys that we played in the same conference. So St. Raymond's and Rice, was in the same conference. And also Malloy, Archbishop Malloy, they was in my conference, but they were actually on the other side, Queens and Brooklyn. So, Kenny Anderson was one of my best players coming up. So, I was in the Bronx, so I would ride the train just to go watch, Kenny Anderson play.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he was. I had Kenny on the show back in July, and he definitely talked about the New York City basketball culture. Playing against a lot of the top teams in the city. So I know that definitely had a huge impact on you.
Absolutely.
Definitely as a basketball player.
Absolutely.
In terms of
playing
on that St. Ray's team, you played with some heavy hitters, man. T. Rencher,
all-time leading scorer at Texas. Orlando Antigua, currently the assistant basketball coach at Illinois. Shout out to Orlando. And Emmanuel Richardson, ex-assistant coach at Arizona. Kareem Reed, oh my God. Name a few. Dana Dingle, man, a lot of guys, talented guys though. So it was consistent battles.
Yeah. So when you talk about those guys, that you played with and played against, where did you fit in on the teams that you played on at St. Ray's? Where did you fit in terms of you as a basketball player?
So basically, coming up, my freshman year, sophomore year, I pretty much stood out, on my own. But coming in my junior year, Terrence Rencher, they was actually a class ahead of me. So, I had to, work my way up, to play with those guys. So I just had a situation where my sophomore year I was actually supposed to play, with Terrence Rencher. I was supposed to actually play varsity, my sophomore year, but, something transpired, which prevented me from actually playing, varsity, my sophomore year. I don't want to really go into it, but, it's just, it was an unfortunate situation. So, my sophomore year, I played on the JV level, we went 31-1 my sophomore year. So my junior year, I ended up playing with, Terrence Rencher and, Orlando Antigua. But like I said, it was non-stop battles. Book was a senior, I was a junior, so I had to, guard him, consistently, night in, night out. And Terrence, was the off guard. So, I actually got to play with him every day, practice with him every day. So I got to see, him actually being a pro, actually in high school. I knew he was going to be a pro in high school.
Okay. So what happened? You play your 4 years at St. Ray's. So what happened after that? Did you get some college interest?
I was getting some looks. My senior year, I was actually, junior year, I fought, I battled, I learned the system. My senior year, I came in as a starter. We had Dana Dingle there, Danny Basil, Tyler Brown, all those guys, Division I players. Going into my senior year, I got to play at 5-star camp. Made the All-Star team. If you know about 5-star, you know how hard it is.
Yeah.
To make the All-Star team. So going to my senior year, confident, very confident, and ran into a situation with one of my teammates, which actually held me back. So I was getting recruited by mid-major Division I colleges, and a situation occurred my senior year with one of my teammates, and my coach suspended me for 7 games. So
okay.
During that time, my confidence was sky high, and for me getting suspended, it just basically just ate my confidence away. So in that time, Kareem Reed, he was a sophomore. He actually backed me up my senior year, and he got the opportunity. The opportunity presented itself, and he took advantage of it. So his confidence, went sky high. My confidence just went down. So I went from major colleges recruiting me to pretty much none.
Right.
It was just one of those situations. So.
So did you play in college?
Yeah, I ended up going to a junior college. I played Genesee Community College. Played for Coach Van Gundy, the actual dad of Stan and Jeff. The NBA analyst. So I ended up playing for Coach Van Gundy at Genesee Community College. Great guy. I learned a lot. Learned his system. He actually was the. So when I was a freshman, he was the shooting coach for Allen Houston, because his son was the head coach at the Knicks at that time. So a lot of those drills that he was teaching Allen Houston, he was actually passing those drills down to us. So I was able to learn a lot, from Coach Van Gundy. Shout out to Van Gundy.
Oh, okay. All right. So a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people don't know, and people probably do know that St. Ray's is a all-boys school.
All-boys school.
How did that prepare you for life after high school? Going to an all-boys school, because you definitely have to have some type of discipline.
Right. Well, like one of the things, at first, when I found out that I was gonna go to, St. Raymond's all-boys school, I'm like, come on, man, who wants to go to a, all-boys school? I'm like, come on. But the thing was, in New York, when people knew that you actually was going to these Catholic high schools, these all-boys schools, you were that thing. You were that guy. You know what I'm saying? You going to St. Ray's all-boys school? Oh, you're that guy. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing wrong with actually going to an all-boys school, but actually, it helped you prepare and stay focused, when you basically go into an all-boys school, because you don't have to worry about, showing off and, with the girls, in attendance and so forth. It keeps you focused, it's more like a family, more like a brotherhood, going to an all-boys school. So I was able to, stay focused. I always had good grades at St. Raymond. That's one of the things, I was able to graduate, with a great, GPA. Was able to meet some good brothers. At the school, Catholic brothers. They had to preach. Brother Raymond. Shout out to Brother Raymond. Some guys that because I had a dysfunctional family, so there were some things that St. Raymond was able to help me make it through. So,
right.
My mom died my junior year, so actually my junior year I was going to come to North Carolina, because all my family migrated to North Carolina my sophomore year. So my mom died my junior year. I was on my way to North Carolina, but my coach was like, nah, we're going to take care of you, make sure that you're in good situation. So shout out to St. Raymond for keeping me there.
Yeah, that was my next question. How did you end up in North Carolina?
Yeah, so like I said, my my grandmothers came here. My grandfather came here, and then started my cousins, uncles, nephews. So we all followed suit. So from my junior college, I came down to North Carolina. In junior college, I was averaging about 22 points a game. getting recruited by a lot of those northern schools, but my family was down south, so I wanted to make my way down south. So after junior college, I ended up going to North Carolina A&T for a semester. So back then you had to graduate from your junior college,
right?
In order to
in order to come to the 4-year institution.
Right, right. So I was lacking a few hours. So I went to A&T, on my own for the first semester. Then the coach gave me a scholarship, my second semester. So,
Okay.
Things didn't pan out, so I ended up going to Winston-Salem State.
Okay. Now fast forward, you've created a program, the Capital City Clutch, which you have the gear on. What inspired this program?
Well, I basically played for the top pro AAU programs in New York City. I first started out with the Gauchos. Played with Gauchos for about 2 or 3 years, and after the Gauchos, I ended up going to Riverside Church. So growing up, playing for the organizations, had a huge impact on me. So I wanted to basically pass down what I learned, what I experienced on an AAU level. I think Riverside Church, 12, 11 years old, we flying on the planes, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Massachusetts. I'm 11 years old.
Right.
You know the experience, going on a plane by yourself, not with your parent, as a teen, flying on the plane. So I'm basically trying to do that same, have that same type of impact that I had, on Riverside Church with my organization as we speak.
So are you bringing any of those philosophies or teachings that you learned from your coach in high school, not just in high school, but at Gauchos and Riverside Church? Are you implementing some of those philosophies in your AAU program?
Absolutely. One of the things I'm implementing is like the confidence, because I know as an experienced player, I know what it feels like to have your confidence, just stripped away.
Exactly.
So, my philosophy is, just when you're on the court, just work extremely hard. I don't care about, you missing your shot. It's what you do after you miss the shot. You know what I'm saying? So my goal is not to take your confidence away. I just want you to just battle for me, play extremely hard. But I'm not going to take your confidence away, because I know how it actually feels. Right. To have your confidence taken away. So.
Right, and that's your story.
That's my story.
That's your story.
My story is something else.
So, in terms of your program, because I've seen a lot of AAU programs, how is your program gonna differ from, the normal program out here?
Because I have like I said, I have the blueprint. My connections. I have a lot of connections. A lot of guys in the Raleigh area not familiar with, the guys, my brotherhood. We got St Raymond, the guys that played at St Raymond. There's a lot of guys that's, assistant coaches, on a D1 level. That's, actually my brother. So, we do a lot of networking. We do a lot of communicating with each other, trying to help each other out. So my goal is to, try to get these kids and put them in a good situation, as much as I can. So, that's pretty much it.
Do you feel like the AAU program, not just your program, but any travel basketball AAU program, do you feel like it's a necessary evil for players to get to college, to get a scholarship, or even to play on the pro level? Do you think it's a necessary evil?
I think right now, the AAU circuits are, they kind of like watered down, because, you have a lot of these programs, are, going about it the wrong way. They basically taking their programs and, looking at it as they want to win instead of develop. So they doing what they have to do in order to win. And, you got guys, 12 years old playing, the third graders. you got 7th to 8th graders, playing against 6th graders. So, that's just to enhance their program, but that's not the right way to do it. I'm not going to do it that way. I want, I want a legit program. Right. Like I said, my goal is to put these guys in, the best situation as possible. So,
okay.
But back then, we had like the the Nike ABCD camps and, the 5-star camps. So that's where the majority of the coaches, attended, what I'm saying? So if you was that, if you was a good player, you attended these, Nike ABCD camps and these 5-star camps.
Right.
So I think they trying to lean back towards that type of, situation. As we speak, because of the AAU situation. It's just watered down right now. So.
Right. So how do you recruit your coaches in terms of the guys that you want leading, some of these young players? Because there are a lot of bad things going on out here. A lot of coaches are teaching kids a lot of bad habits. So what is your process in bringing coaches in to lead these young guys?
I think the important thing is coaches that I bring in, they have to have some type of college experience. They don't have to play on the NBA, but they have to have some type of college experience, because like I said, they know game situations. They know what it feels like to, work extremely hard. They know what it feels like to, earn your position, earn your spot, not just giving something away. So, we have some, great guys, some great coaching staff. One of the guys that I'm, pretty excited about is, Mark Davis. He's coaching our grassroots program, ex-player at NC State.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about, that group right there. And that's where it starts from, our younger guys, trying to keep them kids on the same team.
Right.
And just develop them, to the point where, they play with each other for, a long period of time and so forth. So pretty excited about that group right there.
Right. So as a parent, and I'm looking for a program for my son or daughter.
Right.
Why should we come to Capital City Clutch?
Number one, is structure. We structured, well organized. And we're gonna develop, I have my own facility here. So, your kid is gonna actually develop. We do strength and conditioning, skill work. So we don't have to go out and try to find a facility, to try to make, get these kids better and stronger. We basically have everything here.
Right.
So if you look as a parent, if you're looking for your kid to develop, mentally, physically, develop their skills. I mean, this is the program, because basically that's what we all about.
Right. Right.
Teaching, hitting all those points. So,
all right. That's good stuff, man. Now I want to go back to New York City basketball, New York City Hoops.
Yes, sir.
And I want to get your honest opinion. What happened to the city game, man? Because when I was coming up,
right,
New York had all the guards.
Yeah, the guards. I think. Go ahead.
Now, and this is coming from me. I mean, you're a New Yorker. St. Ray's. New York has fallen off lately, in my humble opinion. Now they have some good players right now. Cole Anthony at University of North Carolina. They have some good players now.
Right.
When people say New York has fallen off, what do you say to that?
I say, all I can say is, are you kidding me? Like I said, you got your guys like Cole Anthony. Very efficient player, very fundamentally sound. So here's the thing, back in the day, if you wanted a guard that can penetrate, gets the basket, north-south gets the basket, north-south, a lot of, these Division I programs came to New York City and, recruited, those big-time, type of guards. But the game has changed. New York City guys are starting to figure out, like, okay, I need to be more efficient. I need to be more fundamentally sound. I need to work on my jump shot. We're always going to have the handle.
Yeah.
We're always going to have the handle. But once we started, implementing our jump shots and getting more athletic, oh my God, it's scary. So now, because we used to get criticized. New York basketball players used to get criticized for dribbling too much.
Yeah.
They dribble too much. They pound the ball. They pound the ball too much. So now it has changed. Mm-hmm. Now the New York City ball players, they becoming more efficient, and the guys in the South want to dribble 4, 5, 6 combinations and so forth. So We back. We back.
But you know what? But you know what though? And another thing, a lot of people don't bring up or they don't understand is that, the game has evolved. Basketball is global.
Oh yeah.
People hoop everywhere.
Everywhere.
So
it's like
it's like just not
China.
like New York is still the Mecca.
Yeah, we still in Mecca.
But guys can hoop all over, man.
Oh, yeah,
so the gap has closed.
Crazy. And I'm glad you said that because there was I was looking at I went to a game yesterday and there was one of the coaches yelling out, push up on them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that these days. You know what I'm saying? Because these everybody's working on their game right now. Everybody's working on their handles. So you better give these people some space.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So let me get your top 5, man. It's top 5 players from the city.
From the city?
Yeah.
Number 1, Chibs, Kenny Anderson.
Okay.
Terrence Rencher, because I, actually got to, witness, his greatness.
Yeah.
There's so many. I'm just gonna go with Eddie Rivera. Guys don't know Eddie Rivera, but he actually he inspired a lot of us guys that want to actually go to St Raymond because he was that point guard. He ended up going to UTEP.
Okay.
So we wanted to follow his lead. So shout out to Eddie Rivera. Man, it was just so many. It's just so many players. Felipe. Man,
it's too hard.
It's just
too hard,
man.
Hey, man, yeah.
Those guys was like in my, was in my same conference that I actually got to witness. Reggie Freeman. Anybody know Reggie Freeman? He played at Texas right after Terrence. Man, it was Kareem Reed. But Kenny, like I said, Kenny Anderson. I'm gonna go with Kenny Anderson, Jamal Mashburn, Terrence Rencher. I like Malik Sealy.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Malik Sealy. And it's tough. That fifth one.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So, last few things, man. I want to get to. What can kids learn from your story at St. Ray's? Because you definitely have a story to tell, whether it's minor or major.
Right.
You have a story to tell. What can kids take from your story?
Just be humble. Work extremely hard. So if you're on a high school level, you want to prepare yourself. You want to work hard and prepare yourself for the college level. I should say, just be careful, with your surroundings. Just be aware of your surroundings because that's important. Who you hang with. Because if the guys that you hang with don't have the same type of passion and desire and the same type of goals that you had, then it's just not gonna work. So just be aware of your surroundings. Work extremely hard because you never know. And when you're not working, somebody's working. So just work extremely hard. And I always tell my players, don't just come in here and train with me because your mom, your dad, brings you to training. What are you doing when you're not, being brought to training by your parents? Are you working on your game on your own? So it's very important. And I can tell, like I said, as a trainer, as a director, I can tell, what players are working in the game. I can tell.
Right.
I can tell.
Right. Last thing, man. Free game. This is the last segment of the show. And it's pretty much where I just want you to give some free game, man, to kids. It doesn't have to be about basketball.
Right.
It could be about life. It could be about anything, man. Give them some free game.
Free game. Like I said, I'm just gonna piggyback off what I said. Just work extremely hard. Stay humble. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't never let someone outwork you. That's the key. Don't never let someone outwork you. School is very important. School is very important because the crazy thing, we just had to have the 700, back then.
That's 700.
700 now, you got 400.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to, sign your name and so right now it's rated at what, like 1,200 now?
Yeah.
To qualify. So, it has changed, definitely. So, but like I said, be aware of surroundings, work extremely hard. Don't never let nobody outwork you. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
All right, that's some good stuff, man. What's your social media handle, man, for all of the kids and all of the parents who may be interested in bringing their kids to your program, man? How can they find you?
They can find us on cat_city_clutch. That's our IG. Email capcityclutch1@gmail.com. Like I said, Cap City Clutch is on the rise. Sponsored by Adidas. We're gonna be playing in the probably our girls and our boys will be playing in Adidas Gauntlet this year. So we definitely trying to put ourselves out there. Not too many programs get a sponsorship after that first year. So that goes to show you that we have we run a legit program over here. So.
Yeah. Hey, my man, I want to thank you, man, for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
This was a blast, man. Like I said, man, I don't know what it is about you St. Ray's guys, man, but they definitely welcome me with open arms. I definitely appreciate it, man. Hopefully down the road, man, I can get you back on and we can talk about some more things.
Some more things, some more sensitive.
Yeah, some of your high school teammates, man, get a little round table, man, talk about some of those old days.
Definitely.
Yeah, so Coach Trevor Redfearn, Sports Talk with Player Agent 3.
Yes, sir.